Historical experience shows if NATO comes to you, expect trouble. This is remembered in former Yugoslavia, in Iraq, Libya, in many other countries. The situation in the Middle East causes particular concern. This strategically important region has once again found itself on the brink of destabilization due to the years of destructive policies of Western players. Today, we still believe it is not too late to take urgent measures to de-escalate the situation in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict zone and to intensify efforts to create conditions for resuming the negotiation process on all issues of the final status and to correct historical injustice, which has not yet allowed the creation of an independent Palestinian state in accordance with United Nations resolutions. The complex situation remains around the Iranian nuclear program, destroying the joint comprehensive plan of action. And when such a decision was made 8 years ago, certain circles in Israel, in the USA, in Europe, were hoping to put an end to Tehran's legitimate civilian nuclear developments, disregarding its rights under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Now, we are observing the negotiation process between Washington and Tehran, where this principle, the right to enrichment within peaceful nuclear energy programs, is key. And judging by the comments from the parties following yet another round, there is hope the progress will be achieved and that the process is moving in the right direction. But I cannot, of course, fail to mention the problem of terrorism, which was mentioned in the film and in the message of the President of the Russian Federation. We are interested in increasing cooperation with everyone who does not divide terrorists into good and bad and who does not engages in double standards. And I would like to draw particular attention in this audience to acts of terrorism by the Kyiv regime and intelligence agencies involved in the organization of assassinations of Russian politicians, military leaders, journalists, public figures, and the regime which loudly announces plans to continue massive shelling of civilian targets and the civilian population of the Russian Federation. It is very sad that in the West, react only to our lawful, fair retaliatory measures against the terrorist actions of the Kyiv regime, which I emphasize affect civilian targets, and our retaliatory measures are aimed exclusively at military targets and to targets and objects used by the armed forces of Ukraine.
The leadership of the European Union and leading European countries today, unfortunately, continue to act in the spirit of neo-colonial inertia. A vivid manifestation of this is the Ukrainian crisis.
Europe persists in attempts to use Ukraine as a battering ram against Russia while simultaneously arming itself.
European citizens are being convinced of the need for militarization by scaring them with an imaginary threat from the East.
By the way, Hitler acted in a similar logic on the eve of the Second World War.
Sensible politicians in Europe, by the way, also understand the danger of such a course for the entire continent. Their voices are getting louder, but the repressions against them by the so-called liberal, but actually totalitarian democracy, are also intensifying. Today, when the foundations of the international order and security architecture are being shaken, Russia, together with friends and partners, once again takes on the burden of leadership and actively participates in seeking ways to resolve the global crisis. I will add to what has been said that our country has historically been a guarantor of a just world order. Russia does not have the right to be weak. Russia does not have the right to abandon its own values and chase the phantoms of totalitarian liberalism and globalism. History teaches that the security of the Eurasian continent depends on the stable position of Russia and ultimately worldwide. Certainly such strength is impossible without good, truly equal relations with neighbors in the Eurasian region. And like-minded individuals around the world. I am confident that together we can find a peaceful solution to the most complex global problems. And the meeting taking place today with your participation, esteemed colleagues, is a good support for this.